Good morning. Today, I wanted to talk to you about what is the appropriate action to take to secure your child's future. And I'm taking it from a bit of an unusual perspective. I'm taking it from the perspective of economics. And I'm going to try and keep this as basic as possible. Now, John Maynard Keynes, the English economist, turned the whole idea of economics, the whole free market idea, on its head by the audacious suggestion that if we invest in our economy, then we can expect the outcomes to grow. Because classical economics suggests that free markets will automatically adjust for consumer demand and automatically produce full employment of the players, the people within the economy, as long as people are willing to be flexible about the amount that they want to earn. But the way that I look at Keynes's theory is one that says, why should we be flexible if we're putting in to our efforts to achieve within the economy? If we're putting in as much as we physically can, why should we be flexible about what we get out? What if we don't want to be employed? What if we want to develop our own way of working within the economy? There's a growing movement of entrepreneurs right now. Throughout the austerity years, the government systematically had to reduce the amounts that it invested in different public services. And I'm saying had to because no one's here to defend them. It's not necessarily my political beliefs. I have various beliefs, but that's not what this talk is about. What we're talking about is the investment that the government put into education has changed, and it's changed significantly. We're far away from the education years in which there was a pledge to invest more in education. Now, I would expect that investment in education to produce results along the lines of those that Keynes suggested. Invest in the economy for the results to flow. If we invest in education, we should end up with more educated people to help with the new technology, to help the economy to grow, to make a superpower, and ultimately it would increase the outcomes of the players within the economy. However, let's look at what we do have. And what we do have is an economy in which the investment in education is reduced. And the question that comes up, therefore, is if the government are not going to invest in your child's education, then who should? Because it would be, I would say, a slightly easy option for us to say, well, they have to, or they must. But in reality, do they have to? No, it's a typical parental response, I'd say. You know, we like to think that our child is more precious and more valued than the next child. But in a classroom, the resources have to go amongst everybody. Everybody has an equal right. And again, from an economic scarcity point of view, that will not necessarily meet the needs of every single person who's looking for a bite of the cherry. Not a happy place to be. Everybody, as I've said several times, is individual. So they have different needs, they have different wants. And so we need to therefore have that conversation that identifies those needs and wants and see how we as parents, as educators, can provide for that need and ensure that it is actually catered for. It's a difficult position to be in. So, what I would suggest, we have to consider alternatives. We have to consider, if we want that future for our child, we have to consider investing with the school, perhaps, maybe providing more fundraising opportunities to help them provide the resources that your child needs. We could, it's difficult, isn't it? In reality, what we can do, if we want to secure the investment of our children, we need to invest in tuition or invest in alternatives to the regular classroom to ensure that at all times our children are catered for, to ensure that the future that they desire, be it in employment, be it in an entrepreneurial perspective, be it in any of those fields, that they can enter that field with confidence, with whatever they need to be able to be secure in the future. As our parents, we all know that feeling that we want them to be secure when they go out into the real wide world. I was going to say wild world there, which it can be at times as well. I know this is my wish for my daughter, and on several occasions over her lifetime, all 22 years of it, I have invested in additional lessons for her outside her A-level lessons, outside her degree-based lessons, because I need to make sure that she gets what she needs. I can't sit back and allow government policy to dictate what my child's future includes. I can't sit back and let economic theory dictate what my child's future should include. But I am a fan of John Maynard Keynes, where he says, invest if you want to grow. So my call to action for you today is maybe have a look up and see what he says. See if you can consider it the way that I've suggested to you today. Economic theory is quite aged, so we sometimes have to challenge it. But what Keynes says makes sense. If you invest in something, it grows. If you water a plant, it grows. Today, why not take that step and consider tuition for your child to help your child to grow? And while you're doing it, have a good day.